for 32, almost 33 years. It's a great company. We've built it from 10 people not all that long ago to 32 people today. We continue to grow. We're hiring people all the time. If there's one thing that I could do, like before my time is up at Chapman, it is making sure that we built a company that will stand the test of time. And my goal as the current owner of the company, or one of the owners of the company, is to ensure that we can pass the ownership of the organization on to the next generation of people coming up the ranks today. One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
All About Bugs Tennessee Pest and Termite Control is all about family too. Our family-owned business has successfully been in operation in Sevierville and surrounding areas for almost a decade. Especially during these times, a pest-free home is necessary for a sustainable, disease-free home or business. Our services include residential, rental, commercial, hotel, motel, cabins, you name it. Free quotes and inspections for new customers, and most of our services are contract-free. Our All About Bugs Tennessee family is devoted to delivering the best possible pest control service with a friendly smile. Contact us at 865-453-5574 today.
If it's bugging you, you should be bugging us.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count after 37.
Oh!
The ball gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man, Winston Auto Club.
The Theater of Speed. Billed as the world's fastest half mile, Bristol is a fan favorite for no other reason than it's different. Live from the virtual Bristol Motor Speedways, it's the Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series presented by Racing Revolution. I'm your host, Mike Noss, and joined alongside me tonight, our color commentator and producer, Morgan Cook. We welcome you back to the Bristol Motor Speedways for round 5 of the regular season. It's the Getting Hooked 250. And I tell you what, the cars are going to be flopping around like a walleye on the ice of Lake Winnebago. Jeez Louise. Getting Hooked Guide Services provides a personal and friendly fishing charter for speckled trout, redfish, and seasonal catch like triple tail and snook in the areas around Cedar Key, Florida. Getting Hooked is owned and operated by brothers Captain Edward and Captain Ryan Alford, 4th generation Alfords, born and raised in Cedar Key with over 25 years of fishing experience. Contact 352 595-3667 or check them out online at www.gethookedfl.com. Last week, the Chapman Environmental Services with a 1-2-3 for the team. An outstanding drive for Robert Rader to finish on the top with Caleb Gilbert in P2, and finishing in third will be Jeremy Burns. Now, on to the melee that is tonight for the point standings. Starting off here in the first position in the points, it's going to be Jeremy Burns with Caleb Gilbert just behind him, a singular point. Kevin Orlando Jr. bringing home third with Tay McDonald in fourth. Trevor Erhardt bringing home fifth, the previous champion, with Parker Johnston in P6, Trevor Keith in seventh. Alex Berube, in P8, with Justice Murphy in ninth. And rounding out our top 10 is Michael Bennett.
Robert Rader, last week's winner, should have a 1 beside his name up there. He won last week, his best finish of the season by far. He's up to 11th in points. Daniel Holloway behind him in 12th. James Loveland, Dustin Reinstedel, Nick Alves round out your top 15. Jacob Sirkovich, Jeff Israel Jr., Al Likens, Kyle Diaz, and Grant Thorpe are your top 20.
Now, Morgan, with only a half mile ahead of us, can you talk us through why this track has and forever always will have a home in NASCAR?
Well, it's high banked, it's short, there's traffic everywhere, you can't escape it, there's no place to hide, and there are now 2 distinct grooves. You can run the top, you can run the bottom. The top will be faster, but the bottom might be serviceable every now and then. It's short, it's concrete, the cars don't handle well, and you will see a lot of cars bouncing off of each other, because that's Bristol, baby.
Absolutely. And of course, here tonight, onto the race analysis as well.
250 laps, half distance race here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway, 35 miles an hour onto pit road. Single pit roads here tonight, so you'll have to use both pit roads when you pit under green and under yellow. 5 sets of tires available, 2 green, white checkers. Stage break at lap 52, or if there's a caution after lap 57. iRacing fixed setup as always on Racing Revolution.
And of course, we have already had our qualifying come to a conclusion, and bringing with that our Coastal Financial Pole Award, and that is going to belong to none other than Robert Rader, our previous race winner from last week. He has been on a dominant stretch and continues to keep that up. Now, Coastal Financial, our mission at Coastal Financial is to provide comprehensive financial planning solutions tailored to each individual's unique needs and goals. The aim of empowering our clients to make informed financial decisions and achieve their financial potential. You can find us at coastalfinancial.com or on Facebook at Coastal Financial. As we get ready, the gridding should begin very, very soon here. And the action will commence. As we have it, it is 250 laps these drivers are going to have to contend with tonight. About half race distance what we had on Saturday. And obviously these cars a little bit different, or track a little bit different in terms of from the simulator to real life. So anyone that did watch that, not going to be seeing as much tire wear. You're not going to be seeing too many blown tires, hopefully, obviously, knock on wood, as Morgan, I'm sure you can talk a little bit more about.
That's right. Here, the tire wear isn't nearly as bad. You're not going to grain off tires, and you're not going to end up with a snow pile of marbles at the top of the racetrack. But we will see a little bit of marbling tonight. But let's get on to our grid.
Absolutely. And starting off here in P1, as I'd mentioned, it is Robert Rader at the front of the row 1. And next to him, it's our previous season champion, Trevor Erhardt. Lining up here in row 2, it is going to be Tyler Harrison. Alongside him will be Chris Nail for company. And then bringing home P5, it is going to be James Loveland. Alex Berube, in 6th with Dustin Reinstetley. Company in P7. John Fike in the number 10 car bringing home 8th. Jacob Sirkovich in 9th. And rounding out our top 10, it is Travis Gilbert.
Starting in 11th will be Jeremy Burns, Justice Murphy beside him in 12th. 13th will be Grant Thorpe. He's at the foot cam again for us this evening. Trevor Keith will start 14th. 15th will be Matt Robinson beside Parker Johnston in the 48 machine. Daniel Holloway will start 17th. Nick Alves beside him in 18th. That's row number 9. Row 10, Kevin Orlando Jr., second in points. Grant Turner is going to be 20th.
Starting in P21 here, it is going to be Caleb Gilbert. All the way back there for the number 54 car with P22 belonging to Daryl Johnson. Up next in the gridding, it is going to be for P23, Christian Brensnook in 23rd with Tay McDonald in 24th. After that, it will be Dylan Simer in 25th with Peyton Presley in 26th. Behind them, 27th, it is going to be Blake Cook, Brandon Richardson in 29th, belonging to Kyle Diaz. 30th in Christopher Berger.
Jeffrey Israel will start 31st in the number 6, Christian Snell 32nd. 38th to be 33rd to be Al Likens. 34th, Joe Goya. Chad Lancaster 35th, Cameron King 36th, 37th, Devin Hudgens, Michael Call 38th, 39th, Carter Linz, and 40th, Michael Bennett. And we might be able to catch the start of this race. Here we go. We have some timing and scoring issues here.
That's okay. Pace car here peeling in as the cars get ready. Up at the front here, Robert Rader is going to be leading us away as we go green, green, green for the GitHub 250.
We have some massive timing and scoring issues here. Apologies for everyone at home. Or figure out what is going on here.
As it seems, Tyler Harrison in the lead of the race after lap 1 here. James Loveland going to be bringing home P2 and Chris Nail in 3rd. Are these all accurate?
As they're running on the racetrack, yes. That is what I am seeing.
Lovely. Okay, so timings are back. Seeing some potential 3 wide here on these tight banks. It's going to be very tricky. Progressive banking here on this circuit is going to be really making it down to 2 lanes. You're going to have that high line and the low line. The middle potentially could end in disaster as it goes from 24 degrees and climbs up to 30 here. Oh, and there's a crash already. Caution is out. And unfortunately, there's enough holes in that car. Well, at least. Let's see what happened here. So we're watching Blake Cook there with a... Was there contact? It was hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah, the 4 came up as the 17 was going down off of the corner of turn 4, and they hit each other. The 4 went to the inside wall, and that's going to be day over for the 4 machine right there.
I hate to see it.
We can ride on board with him here. See 17 on his outside. 17 goes down, 4 comes up, and boom.
And that wall is close here at Bristol. And pace car, well, very easily comes out and collects the pack there. Here on lap 7. And on that here with our first pace car out. Welcome everybody. So we got Jade joining us. We got Tia. We got Terry. We got Shannon. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Taking time out of your evenings to join us here on V-Speed. Thanks to everyone else joining us as well. If you guys are just joining and new to V-Speed, we host plenty of races here pretty much every single day on iRacing. Do hit that subscribe button, hit that like button while you're down there as well. And stick around for some more V-Speed action. We got support for the 84 car all the way through and through. Lots of love here tonight. It's going to be Devin Hudgens, currently sitting in P30. He's got some work to do.
One thing I do want to clean up is the 41 Trevor Erhardt, not the champion last year. He was the Daytona 500 winner last year, which is often referred to as the Daytona 500 champion. The actual season champion last year, as I was reminded last week, Robert Rader won the Cup last year. So I told him that what the broadcasters say is always true, but he challenged that. So The 53 was last year's champion.
I've been spreading misinformation for a while. Apologies for that. But again, thank you everyone joining us here. The Getting Hooked 250. Apologies, I think I said that wrong earlier at the start. Got a Camry in P2. Loveland up at the front in the Mustang. Always love to see the Camry up front. No biases, though, in the commentary booth, obviously.
Here we come to the choose. Apron means inside, racetrack means outside. See at the bottom of your screen there where each driver is going. Get a camera for this eventually, folks, I swear.
One day, hit that subscribe button, and maybe one day we'll get there. We hit 1,000 subscribers here on V-Speed. Let's go.
We sure did.
Let's go.
Big milestone for the channel. Appreciate every one of you subscribers out there. If you aren't subscribed already, please do so. Catch all the racing action all week long.
In case you guys didn't know, Bradley Cooper, our lovely host, he will be throwing us a champagne party at 1,000 subscribers. So now that that's happened, Bradley, appreciate you, buddy.
No comment.
It's fine. No comment needed.
All right.
Pace car lights are out, and we will be seeing a resumption here on lap 11, or lap 12. Loveland up front here, the number 2, with Chris Nail behind. Trevor Erhardt in third. Green flag is in the air as we come around 3-4. And the green waves once more. James Loveland off to a smashing start as we go 2 wide through the banking there between Erhardt and Nail. The 19 up high here. Going to be getting a much better run. The 41, though, not giving it up. I think he will settle here at some point. He doesn't really have that helping hand that he needs. More action, though. Potential 3 wide from the back there. The 11 car, though, not able to get the run.
This is the most difficult part about this racetrack, is just trying to drive in all this traffic. You can't go forward. You don't want to go backwards, but the guy to your outside is on your door, pinches you down off the corner. You can't go anywhere. You can't make any speed, and it's just such a frustrating experience. And contact's never far away.
No, it most certainly is not, and obviously these drivers are racers. Car loose there. I think they managed to catch that. I'm not sure that was the yellow of, was it Pickle Slimer? No.
Grant
I'm not
Thorpe.
sure who that was, but Grant Thorpe manages to rejoin safely, though, thankfully. Down the inside apron, comes back up for the 77. But a big scare there for the field. 48 car looking a bit racy as well. Pushes, uses that high line to the speed advantage. And we're going to see, that 12 car going to have to force to come up, basically. Parker Johnston started 16th, already up to 7th. Big promise ahead. But you can see, just in that background, unfortunately, those cars are getting further and further away. Now, the earlier the laps are, the more opportunity you have to make an overtake, or at least, gain more positions, but that's obviously where the potential for incidents comes. Garuba started in 6th. Currently now in 2nd. Caution's back out here on lap 22. And what has happened? 3 cars tangled up there on the outside of it. Looks like, is that 1-2? the replay. Ooh. I think the car just got a little bit loose there. And
Yeah,
then unfortunately for the 40.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Wow.
That's not what you want to see.
With enough air time to be served snacks on that flight and a bonnet being flapped up and down, my goodness.
Let's ride on board with the 30 car. This is Grant Thorpe. Unfortunately got caught up in this, but Likens got loose. You can see him, they're wrecking all the way up there, and this racetrack kind of self-cleans a little bit, and he's just trying to avoid his... Oh, he got clipped right at the last second. Oh, man. That's insult to injury.
So close yet so far.
Let's have a look back at Likens and watch the number 40 machine. He's just coming out of the corner, just a little free and into the door of the 43, and around they go.
The 43 car here trying to take flight lessons and, well, tumbles down to the inside. We're going to see a car here approaching that right there. Has enough holes in it as a, or well, it has as many holes in it as a slice of Swiss cheese. But result, caution out here on lap 25. And the number 2 of James Loveland is still in the lead. "25 laps already completed here tonight." That's just a little bit of a prospect to show you how quick these drivers are managing to tackle this circuit. Obviously, as we said earlier, this is the fastest half mile in the world. Obviously, we don't count, you know, like the top field drags. There's half the circle tracks and whatnot, oval tracks and whatnot. Let's not make Morgan upset.
Well, they don't. I don't think that top field dragsters usually go half a mile. They're more of a quarter mile sort of thing. So I think we're still still good here.
That's true, actually. No, that's a fair point.
Speaking of fast, I know you can't always compare lap times, sim to real life, but every driver in this field, in the race so far, has bested the Kyle Larson's track record here of 14.925 seconds. We're all running in the 14.8s, 14.9s, which is very impressive. Testament to how fast these drivers are.
Shows the field that Racing Revolution has brought together. A great job that they have done. And a big thank you as well to the Chapman Environmental Services for sponsoring this incredible league as well. And of course, Getting Hooked. Check them out if you're looking for some fishing out in Florida. So we are here tonight for the Getting Hooked 250. Lap 27 here. Pace car might be the best, might be the race most laps led at the end of this. We'll see.
Always a good bet at Bristol to bet on the pace car. You can't hit them. Just go right through them. And he leads a lot of laps here.
'19 car. Let's see. Berube. What does he have left here? Or what does he have in the tank? Obviously, we will be seeing the split.
Run.
Right? The run. Anyways, pace car is in. James Loveland takes control of this race and does get, again, a smashing start, leaving everybody in the dust.
Did knock it out of turn 2 well, though. The 19 closed right in on the backstretch. Got a race before too long.
And the word that I was looking for was stage. The stage is going to be coming to an end at the end of this lap, no?
No, another 62 stage end.
62. Okay. Again, always listen to the commentator, folks. He knows what he's talking about. Loveland, a lovely drive so far. Erhardt, though, creeping up in the wings. Behind there. Now this is a bit of a knife fight in a phone booth. Cars wiggling and wobbling every which way. Bumping and banging throughout the pack. This is NASCAR, folks. 3 wide almost.
Or 3 wide.
And now we're 3 wide.
Oh, that's
there we are.
dangerous.
There's contact. Car loose to the inside. I think they got a hold of it.
Good save.
Comes back up the banking. That was a very good save there from Christopher Berger. No, that was Devin Hudgens.
Still almost 3 wide. Jeff Reeser not happy with the 17 machine.
Jacob Sergovich, my apologies. Jeffrey Israel picks his line. Comfortable with it.
This is about as much of a rhythm racetrack as there is. You kind of feel it. He's just doing the same thing over and over and over again, save for a car in front of him, like right here. Cut that guy a break. That definitely could have been turned into the outside wall. Here comes the six car just moving through the field.
Indeed, and it seems the fan favorite here, the 84 of Hudgens, currently in P16. He's making ground up slowly but surely. It's been a bit of a struggle starting that far back, but still pushing his way through again. Another car gets loose, and what a save we see there from, was that the number 10?
That's Fike, yep. Oh, Chris Nail's up slow on the top side. Got some heavy right front suspension damage. Popped the wall, probably tore the right front suspension off of it. I see that car is mangled right now.
Now these drivers have one fast repair, if I'm not mistaken, so they will...
Don't know if they do. Faster repair. I'm not
you're
sure
right.
about that.
I think that was just for the super speedways. I think you're right. There was no caution out from that either.
I would say they don't, because I'm looking at that 66 machine, and he would have used his fast repair already. Looks like he's running a wheel and modified out here, and he, in fact, is not running a wheel and modified out here.
Not quite showroom ready there for the 66. And see more cars rejoining here. Now the question, I don't think fuel is going to be an issue, but how much of an issue is tires going to be here tonight?
I mean, you have 5 sets, so I would think you would just pit every 50 laps or so, between 50 and 75, and you'll be just fine. It really depends on how you drive the car. If you run the top, I feel like you're going to be a lot looser, want to spin, burn more right rear. If you run the bottom, be more right front tire wear. So it's kind of depending what you're doing, depend on when you need to pit and how you need to drive the car. And I would expect between 50 and 75 laps per run.
Fair enough. So do you predict then that these drivers in the first stint are just going to be running it out on their set of tires and fuel?
Yeah, I would think so. Because when you pit under green, you go 2 laps down. Just snap of a finger is 2 laps. And 1 lap to get back with Lucky Dog, not the most difficult thing, right? Especially if you get waiver rounds and whatever have you. 2 laps, very difficult to get if a caution comes out and traps you 2 laps down. So you're gonna want to not pit under green the best you can. If you have to do it, you have to do it. But I would run this stage out.
Makes sense.
Especially the pace So2's putting on. He is almost 4 seconds ahead of 4th place. There's 4th place right there, that purple car on the top side, Parker Johnston.
It seems that Berube is very comfortable working with Loveland at this stage. He hasn't been going for anything really overly aggressive. I think he's been saving his tires, saving his fuel, lifting and coasting, and just really taking advantage here of the number 2 and trying to force him into a mistake as he's now maybe smells some blood in the water.
Well, with 12 laps to go, now is in the stage. Now is the time to go, because these laps can click off so fast. We're running sub 15-second laps, so that was close with Erhardt.
I'm not sure he saw Erhardt on the inside there. That was very close. Everybody, though, still alive. As these top three, as you said, 4.5 seconds about in front of the pack. And now, though, this is where some things are about to get spicy. We have lap traffic involved, Morgan.
And there is nowhere to hide. You cannot get out of the way at this racetrack. You're always going to be in somebody's way. We have a battle for the lead brewing.
Three-way fight here between the top three. Let's see. What is this going to result in? We're 3 wide with a back marker there briefly. Terrifying. But as you said, the lap's ticking down. It's 62 here for the stage.
That was a classic pick maneuver by the 19. That's a new leader and a new second place car as they lap Jeff Israel Jr.
Loveland picked the wrong line. Drops 2 positions. Now on to lap 57. Needs to find an opportunity, and quickly he says, I want the inside. Is it going to work for him? He gets a good run. He gets a very good launch, to be fair. That is Trevor Erhardt, I should say. On to our leader. Trying to pick up those crucial points in the championship. He takes the inside. It's going to have a great effect as well. The block from the back marker. That's going to be enough. Erhardt is going to be leading here at this stage.
Well, it's not over yet. We still got lots of lap traffic to go through, and got 2 more chances, 2 more laps, that is, for the 19 to get around the 41 and win his first stage of the season.
That would be big for Erhardt, but no, here we go. The inside again being favored by Berube. Though the inside, that's the lap traffic. Now the outside darts to the inside. Which way is it? Nobody knows is the honest answer. No one does, not even Erhardt. Big block here to the line. This is going to be, I think, the white flag potentially for the stint here for the stage. Erhardt gets blocked, finds a little bit of a needle though, and is going to be able to, I think, secure the stage win. No, not yet. We're continuing.
There we go. I had to wait for the top
now
10 to
we're
cross
under
the line.
caution. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
And there is your stage winner, Trevor Erhardt.
Opportunistic.
Have to be here.
Fell back at the start and decided, no, I want more. Takes it up to the front here. Big points as well.
There are a few drivers up here in the front who really needed those points. This 19's been one of them. He's at we're on race 5. I think he's had incidents in 3 out of the 4 races this season. So he's looking forward to having a good points day today. James Loveland, haven't talked about him a ton this season. He also had a good points day here so far. And Justice Murphy, Dustin Reinstedel, Matt Robinson, Robert Rader, Jeremy Burns, Tay McDonald, and Travis Gilbert are your top 10 after stage 1.
Just trying to find here some stats from James Loveland, as you had mentioned, somebody who has maybe been a bit, I mean, not really in the mention too much for the amount of how many laps led and whatnot. Now, average start position there for Loveland, P19. Average finish, 18. Call it 19.
He may be what we call a short track specialist, a Josh Berry type, as he is up here. And he was leading. Obviously, the lap traffic did not work for him, but he still finished third in that stage. And see if he can get some points, see if he can challenge for this win here in some 190 laps or so.
Absolutely. And while we wait here for the stage to resume, once again, a big thank you to everybody here joining us tonight. Let us know who you're cheering on. Let us know who your favorite drivers are. We're seeing so much love for the 84. We see some love for Harrison as well in here. And Burns as well. Cannot forget Burns, I think, being our previous nights, or maybe our previous couple weeks, fan favorite. This week it looks like the 84 is going to be taking that title. Let us hear it. What are you here for? Or if you're just here, popping in, found the stream on YouTube, or somebody sent you, and just say hi as well. Happy to say hi. The drivers here taking their chews. Now it looks like, what is going on here?
That is a great question. We got a bit of a log jam on the racetrack here. Not sure, is that Harrison possibly who is stopped on the racetrack? No, it's not Harrison. Similar looking car though, stopped on the front stretch. And everyone's moving now. Just in time as the field is coming.
Bit of a interesting traffic jam here at Bristol. Normally you see that under green flag conditions. We see it here tonight under yellow.
That's right. Obviously having some issues with our timing and scoring. Have to do a timing scoring reset here while we are under caution. See if we can get this issue rectified.
We got lots of cheers in chat for Burns, as well as we have some, well, Terry, just being honest. Terry Hudgens, first off, welcome, thank you, I appreciate the honesty. Just here for the free ice cream. Oh, I can respect it. Pace car lights still on. As we wait for the timing as well to potentially come back. The world may never know. Here we are on lap 70. Going to be Trevor Erhardt leading us away here at the start. Berube in P2. Or it's 39 in P2. Like I said, we'll get the scoring later, updated here soon enough, I assure you. But as we have it, Trevor Erhardt going to be caught sleeping at the wheel there, and Turner storms into the lead. Now, where did Grant Turner come from?
I believe the 39 stayed out on the pit stop, if I am understanding correctly. So he inherited the track position, and he's going to see if these old tires can hang on.
That is a bold strategy call there for the 39, but we'll see how that pays dividends here for him tonight. Side by side for P2. We see the 45 here working the way up. Big wobble from behind. It's the 39 there of Turner. This does not seem to be the avid strategy as he is currently going backwards. You can see as he struggles for grip when he turns into the corner, and right there, Robinson just able to outgrip him on the inside and use that throttle more so. Going to be powering by with ease.
This 19 car is checked out. The 1.2 seconds here. There are no tire saving happening with this 19 machine, and he can't be that far from seeing the back of the field. And there it is.
And Morgan, do we have timings?
Yes, we do.
Lovely. Berube, though, yeah, absolutely tearing up that rubber. No mercy being shown here. Also, we got Terry Erhardt joining us tonight, late for the race. Had to do some emergency plumbing. Ay, ay, ay. Never fun. At one of the 41's rentals so he could qualify. Go 41. Okay, well, fair enough. There's the 41 himself, Trevor Erhardt, dialed in.
I am stunned by this 19 machine and how fast he is right now. We're talking 2.2 seconds, and it seems to be growing by tenths per lap. His last lap was about a quarter second faster than the rest of the field. So I don't know what he's found, but he is absolutely rolling. Let's see if he can keep up this pace.
Just about 2/10 quicker per lap. And now, in case anybody was curious, I know 2/10, obviously you hear that in racing. Oh, it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot in racing, but now what is 2/10? Well, 2/10 is the blink of an eye, in case you were curious. So when you blink, that 2/10 just passed by. That is how quickly they're lapping and how much of a distance that can make in such a short period of time.
And to put it in racing terms here, 2/10 would be about 3 car lengths at this racetrack.
Oh. Also, Al Reed cheering on Chad Lancaster. Where's Lancaster sitting in this current moment?
31st.
There he is. P31. Started in 35th. Made up a few positions. Currently stuck in a bit of a bottleneck, but here we see the inside line for him, and he might see some daylight soon enough. And that was a very good picture of a car that did not quite, or that had maybe some more cooling than it was expecting in this race.
Yeah, the aerodynamic advantage is not working for that machine. A lot of air pressure on those front tires, but that will happen when you blow the front fascia off of these machines. It happens sometimes, and always here at Bristol.
Got to make the best of it.
I would say no tires was a bad decision. As we are watching the 39 here, if you felt he was first, he's now 21st. Make that 22nd. See him on your screen and on the top side.
He can't just pit right now either. I mean, he can. In fact, he probably should. But it's, yeah, this was a gamble that Grant Turner was trying, and it did not work. He rolled snake eyes when he needed box cars.
Yeah, this was not what he needed, but we're not even halfway in this race yet, and we're fixing to have a caution right behind him. Got cars in the fence. We're 3 wide. Back down to 2 wide. 93 got it out of the wall. But that's the leader, actually, right there, right in front of him.
That's what I was actually about to say. Yeah, he took the words out. This is back marker territory here. We're seeing 3 wide in front, right in front of our leader. That can only end well.
And that gap he had in front of Erhardt, it's gone. Erhardt is right behind him. You can see them both in the frame right now. That's how heavy the traffic is. That's how frustrating traffic is.
It's like trying to drive on the I-90 through the heart of Seattle. Just ain't going anywhere but backwards as the 58 gets loose up top there just momentarily. He manages to keep a hold of it. But Berube navigating the traffic, I mean, superbly. It is to be said that blue flags are going to be cooperating, or there are no blue flags in NASCAR, but still.
Yeah, not here. You definitely, you get a blue flag here, you're just going to reach out, take the flag, and throw it to the infield. There's drivers will not obey that one at this racetrack. I'm just trying to find where he's lapped up to. That's Travis Gilbert in front of him. He's running 23rd. So our leader has lapped everything up to 23rd position and looking for more.
As we busted the triple digits here in terms of lap markers for the getting up to 250. Berube, who has seemingly dominated this field. As you said earlier, maybe one of those short track masters. Started in 4th, running 1st, but that's not get too ahead of ourselves. That's a bit of a scare in front of him, and he is in the probably worst location for that incident if it was to happen.
That's the really difficult part with this racetrack is you can have something happen, a full corner set ahead of you, and just you have nowhere to avoid it. This track is so narrow. There's cars everywhere. Someone else is going to get collected almost always, and you get held up by lap cars in a three-way battle. It's just how this racetrack drives, and it's very exciting for fans, but it is really frustrating for drivers.
That's Johnston in the 48, being a bit of a nuisance at the moment for Berube. He wants by, and he wants by quick. You can see there's so much open air in front of them, and he can see the light, he can smell it, he can taste it, but no, instead he's forced to breathe the exhaust fumes of the back markers ahead, and that's going to allow the likes here of Erhardt to slip to the inside and potentially find an opportunity himself. You can see the impatience too.
Yeah, they're fighting really hard. The 48 and the 66 don't want to go another lap down. 19 finally got by. And now the 41's going to get by probably a lot easier because there's no reason to fight anymore. And there he goes. And that is so frustrating as the leader. You work for 5, 6, 7 laps, and the other guy gets it in one corner.
That is the way that NASCAR goes, the way that motorsports goes sometimes. That isn't going to affect the likes, though, of Johnston and the battle here with his competitor, the number 8 here, Brandon Richardson, running 15th. Well, that's the 84, excuse me, not the 48. My apologies. They have similar liveries and similar numbers. Not confusing at all.
One driver I'm surprised we haven't heard more about this evening is that 29 machine. Tay McDonald, who is currently a lap down, running in the 25th position. Just not a normal Tay McDonald day. Not sure if he'll be able to turn this one around as we are rapidly approaching halfway in this race.
Tay McDonald needs to get a hurry up on. He needs to find some points in the championship. He's currently 17 points down off, or excuse me, 16 points down off of Jeremy Burns, 1 point ahead of Trevor Erhardt. So if this keeps up, if he keeps finishing in these back positions, and Jeremy, he keeps finishing up top, which currently Jeremy, speaking of, is another driver we haven't mentioned too much of. He's in P11 right now, so the points not quite looking there for our points leader. And Caleb Gilbert in P2, I think also actually is currently battling with Jeremy.
Added caution on the racetrack. I believe it was the 22 machine involved. involved. We'll see here.
We're 3 wide here. 22 gets a bit sandwiched, and the 10 kind of comes up, got loose, both cars.
That could go on in the dictionary for the definition of why you don't go 3 wide at Bristol. That should be the picture right beside it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, that was tale as old as time, as some would say. That's going to result here, and our leader's coming in. And I think the only person that might actually be somewhat relieved by this caution is going to be our 36 car, who has fallen down to P26, or it was a Great Turner, excuse me, 39. My apologies. Fallen down to P29.
Unfortunately, he's now 4 laps down. So
He didn't come in either.
no, he did not. Well, lead lap cars pit the first lap, and then the other cars can pit the second lap. So we'll probably see him here in 1 lap. But that 29 machine, or 39 machine, sorry, he may have made a poor strategy choice. And he is now 3 down to the leaders. Yeah, tough break for that car.
Indeed. We'll see if we can find some more luck next week. Now, obviously, next week, a little bit different of a beast. There's it's a bit trickier of a track. In fact, it has not only left corners, it also has right corners. Now, it's a bit of a challenge for some, but just tune in next week, I assure you, and you'll have a great ride. It's super fun track, Circuit of the Americas, Austin, Texas. One of my all-time favorites. It's such a tricky track to end up putting a valid lap together, especially with these Cup cars, or next-gen NASCARs. It's a struggle, and we'll see these drivers struggling there next week. Of course, though, in the meantime, stay tuned, hit that like button, drop into the chat, say hi, support your favorite drivers. We appreciate everybody watching here tonight. Message from the number 39. Got my lap led.
Yes, you did.
He was stat padding.
Yeah,
That's what it was. It was a stat pat.
Trying to get some points. I believe drivers get 1 lap for leading, or 1 point for leading a lap. So that's what he did. He saw an opportunity, running 20th, and he went and grabbed it. Unfortunately, that has him down to the 29th position, 3 laps down. And he has about 6 drivers ahead of him who are less laps down. So he's going to have to do some work if he's going to get back up into this top 20, or possibly even better.
Gained 1 point, lost maybe 10. Was it worth it?
Hey, race ain't over yet.
They never know.
Race ain't over yet.
It's very true. The race is not over yet, and that is a guaranteed point. So,
and we're right on the edge on fuel. Also, if I remember correctly, these cars can go about $1.25 on fuel. We have 130 left. So, with another caution, maybe some pace laps, we should be able to make it to the end. You'll probably want tires, as we just saw. You know, the 39 there, he was only on 60 lap old tires. He fell like a rock. So, take with that what you will. We're about to get suited up and go green here.
Yes, indeed. New boots are advised for these drivers, and most of them with a new set on here. They're going to be awfully racy. These restarts are where you can make up the ground, but you can also break the ground, or, well, break the car, which is never what anyone wants to see. We go green, green, green. The Chapman car there behind, unfortunately, getting a little bit of a misstart, and that is going to allow Berube off to a very, very great launch, and walks away by by about over half a second. That'll close up quickly, though. Robert Rader behind our previous race winner and champion from last season, as I've just recently found out. To the inside and up into P2 here Cars moving every which way. A big squeeze there onto Jeremy Burns. He's not going to be too thrilled with that. Bump as well. Got to be very careful. So easy to unsettle the other car in front. There we go. Jeremy Burns going for it here. Sees an opportunity. The gap almost closed, though, right in front of him. He gets a side swipe there for good luck. See potential 3-wide developments here. These cars are not giving an inch, nevertheless, the half mile that it is here tonight.
And then we run in all 3 lanes. There's really only 2 places that are fast. You can get away with the middle, like the 21 car is doing right here, but that's only if it's blocked up in front of you and you need to shoot the middle. Usually, you would want to run either right up against the fence or right around the bottom, because there is progressive banking here. I believe it's 17 on the bottom, 20 on the top, something like that. I don't remember what the number is. But definitely a big difference in banking. So you can roll a lot more speed on the top, but it is a longer way around.
And in this meantime, Berube. My goodness.
Yeah, Forjat has been unreal tonight. I don't think I've ever seen a car put this big of a gap on a field this quickly.
I think Alex poured some goat milk on his Wheaties this morning because, my goodness.
Robert Rader's found himself up in second. Last week's winner, another short track ringer. I believe he started on pole, although when we took the green, he was middle of the field, so I'm not exactly sure on our timing and scoring there. If he wasn't the pole winner, apologies to whoever was, but I can only go off the information that I'm given. Matt Robinson is running third. Trevor Erhardt is in fourth. Tyler Harrison, fan favorite, in fifth. James Loveland led a lot of this race earlier, 48 laps in fact, running sixth. Caleb Gilbert, seventh. Kevin Orlando Jr. trying to pass Gilbert. That would be 8th. Jeremy Burns is 9th. And Devin Hudgens is rounding out your top 10 in the 84 machine.
A bit of a lonely effort up front from Berube and Robert Rader. I mean, obviously they have the friends that are the back markers to contend with. But other than that, it's been quite the charge. Berube in particular.
He started 6th, and he made quick work of those first 5 cars and just drove up to the lead, and he has not really looked back. I mean, he's 4 seconds ahead of Rader.
70 laps led here tonight. Completed 138 here for the Getting Hooked 250. And there is that big damage onto the number 40. Pretty much race ending for Al Likens. Definitely not his day, unfortunately. Now, remind me, we have Robert Rader cam, don't we? At some point.
Oh, we got
big one
cars
here.
in the
Not
wall
a big
cam.
one, rather. But yeah, just a bit of a squeeze gone wrong. They got tied up together there, and the two noses kind of, well, went towards the wall.
That's going to end the day for the 41. That's going to be some definite tolling damage. You can tell he is wicked tight off the corner. And also probably a little heated under the helmet. So he's going to try and chase down this one car and show him how he feels.
Devastating for Erhardt. Robinson, as he carries on. I'm not sure if we can catch a replay of that. Obviously, no caution fell. The Erhardt supporters in chat not going to be too thrilled with that one. And the caution is out, actually, here on lap 144.
It was Erhardt.
Is that separate incident?
I think Erhardt was the caution, unfortunately. Let's have a look here. Yeah, just a little bit loose off the corner, pushing really hard, and around goes the 41.
You hate to see it. Obviously, with a bit of damage on that car beforehand, it is not going to be helping his day whatsoever. And that alignment is not quite correct now on the front end of that Ford Mustang.
He's just trying to dive in the corner and catches the seam, and around he goes. Good job not to try and overcorrect it, just do a quick 360. Leaders coming to pit road. In pit road.
Now, will cars follow?
The Robert Rader is in pit road as well. He's just so far behind from that green flag run that it looks like the 19 is the only car on pit road. You can see it there on your screen. That's the gap. That's what about 4 seconds looks like.
Oh my goodness. Who was that? Was that Loveland? Did Loveland just clatter the wall there on pit entry?
Let's go back and have a look. Here's watching on board from Robert Rader.
Somebody just drove straight into the orange
It
there.
definitely was Loveland. Yeah.
Oh, Loveland. That's why you don't text and drive, kids.
Let's have a look at that O2 machine, see how bad the damage is. And he's still on pit road, so. And he's been there for about 30 seconds. So I would think that that was probably some fairly devastating damage. The nose is back. That internet oddities, but yeah, he has lost a ton of time. Been up pit road for over a minute and a half at this point.
That's a devastating one.
In my area of the world, we call that a day ender. Run into the
Yeah,
barrels
also
on
just
pit road.
mentally. Those are the worst ones, right? Because there's only one person to blame for that. It's yourself.
That's right.
Sorry, I don't mean to call it as it is. It's a bit rude, but it's also, you know, it is what it is.
But now is a
And
good
as Terry
time.
says,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, go ahead. Oh, okay. As Terry says there, it's time to repair some damage, put some tires on, and come back. Yeah, I mean, that's for Trevor, but I think that just goes for anyone. Get to the checkered flag. That's the goal.
Now that we are a little past halfway, it's a good time to find our biggest mover of the race, and that is none other than, once I find the camera, there's the camera, Devin Hudgens, up a whopping 29 positions in this race.
Seems that all the love from chat has worked. He feels the energy, and he translates it to the tarmac. No, the concrete here.
Concrete here. Other big movers, Kevin Orlando Jr., second in points, showing why he's at the top of that leaderboard. As well, he's up 17 spots. Up 11 is Matt Robinson in the 1 machine. Up 15, Caleb Gilbert in the 54, last week's runner-up. Up 18, Kyle Diaz in the 26. And up 12, Brandon Richardson in the 8 machine. Those are your biggest movers of the race.
100 laps to go here. The pace car lights are out. You going green on lap 151. Pace car peels in. Berube once again taking the reins here, and he is going to be off at the start and is in the lead by a good margin again. Can he hold it? Behind that, Robert Rader and Kevin Orlando side by side as they head down towards 3-4. Jeremy Burns running that high line. It's blocked though by Gilbert. Car to the inside as well. Now, onto the 48 car there. That's going to be... It's Johnston, obviously, but who is that making the move there? That is...
Bresnock, I believe, 00.
Brenston, isn't it? Yes. Bresnock. My apologies. I've been saying that wrong the entire time. Sorry, Christian. Car loose. Okay, caution's out again. Not sure who that was.
Reinstedel, possibly. Berger, maybe. Let's have a look here. These two.
Shouldn't be seeing any cars coming to pit lane. It should be a fairly short caution, because it didn't look like there were too many cars involved.
Oh, yep,
Oh.
that'll do it. Oh man,
That's a bad bump.
yeah. Let's watch him from on board of that 41 machine as he had nowhere to go. Oh, and through the pace car.
Oh my
no.
goodness, that's a safety car.
Yeah, good thing the pace car is no collision, because that would have been a big one. Here's on board 41.
That got my heart rate up, that pace car.
Well, we'll see it again here in just a second. Boom. What do you do?
Nothing there. No, nothing that Trevor could have done. And that just makes his night even worse. He does come into pit lane right away. I mean, out of all the corners to crash on, I guess that's the one.
That is one of them, that's for sure. Yeah, tough deal there. For the 41 machine, that's 2 incidents. That neither of which were, I would say, his fault. But tough day at the office here for the 41.
To be fair, it's not the end of the world for Trevor Erhardt. He can still come home, or he will still come home with a good amount of points. He picked up the stage win. So, nothing to shake a stick at, but still not what he wants in terms of the maximum points delivered here tonight. He wanted the win, or at least a decent amount of haul, as he is currently lacking in that championship. Down 17 points off of the lead, and this is only going to further that.
And the 41 has left the session, so that is day over. Trevor Erhardt, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Unlucky. You move on to the next one, though. Coda being the next track. We'll see if he can improve there. I'm sure he can. Let's see the calendar there. That'll be March 27th. Join us same time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time here on V-Speed. And in the meantime, of course, there are plenty of other races that we host here. Do check it out. This is the Racing Revolution Series, the Chapman Environmental Cup Series. And as Terry says, yep, that'll probably be the end of his day. Yes, indeed, it unfortunately was. But Terry, I'm sure he still appreciates everything, as he did make his make it so he could get out there tonight. But still, the way that it ends, you win some, you lose some, and you only get slightly mad for a while, and then you get over it.
Speak for yourself.
It's the life of a racing driver, everybody.
Yeah, it's when the highs are high, the lows are low, and there's no in between. That's racing.
These drivers put in a lot of work, a lot of time during the week, countless hours to grind to get the maximum lap time, the maximum race potential out of themselves. There is Matt Robinson behind the wheel of that Mustang. He looks ready, sitting up prim and proper as the pace car lights are out, and we'll be peeling in at the end of this next corner. Led 0 laps thus far. Can he change that? Berube, I have to say. I don't know if he can. Berube's been on it. Let's find out, though. As the pace car peels in here on lap 161, we are going to be going green, green, green once again. And Matt, he is not quite under the maximum amount of pressure that he could be, but Berube is gone. Robert Rader to the outside there. Gets a great run, and a car gets extremely loose for Matt Robinson. What a save, to be fair, but he drops a few positions in that, now battling for 5th with the likes of the 54 car here, Gilbert.
And he never blinked.
Burns, the dark horse, I would say, of this race, starting a bit further back than a lot of these guys, has managed to push his way through and found himself in a fairly ample position to capitalize here in the next 100, less than 100 laps, 80-something laps.
He's up to P7 right now, that number 9 is. Finished 3rd last week, won the week before. Jeremy Burns is a bit of a hot streak right now.
Points leader as well. 141 points to the name. Caleb Gilbert at 140. Kevin Orlando at 136. That's your top 3. The points not too far away, and that was close as well.
Well, pattern broken. The 19 did not drive away on this run. Robert Rader's right there and pressuring, and he's got the square button firmly held. That's the Intimidator button, those NASCAR Thunder games from mid-2000s, and you can see that 19 car wiggling all over the place, a little high into the corner. Doesn't want to lose this lead right now.
Oh, the cars are coming very close
hit
together, and there's a touch of the wall, huge into the barrier, and that is going to be Berube, who has led over 80 laps.
101.
Now, over 100 laps. That's going to be the race more or less over.
Yeah, that's that will be it for the 19 machine. That's heavy right front damage. Caught that wall at about the worst place, and that'll relegate him to likely a sub-30th place finish here tonight.
Robert gets off scot-free. Bit of an unfortunate one. You kind of could see that one happen in slow motion. But regardless, now Kevin Orlando Jr. He's going to be battling. He won. Harrison behind as well. We got a top 3 little group. And behind that, by about 2 seconds, is Caleb Gilbert in 54. Caution's out again here on lap 174.
Not the 19. Is it by chance the 30? It is the 36 who spun around backwards. Back here. See what happened, Mr. Berger. Oh, loose on his own, it looks like. And then, oh no. Across the track into Call, into the 8. Oh no.
Is that his teammate?
Quite possibly.
Are those two teammates?
Those cars look the same. Yep,
that's very unlucky.
That is unfortunate, is what I would call that. Let's ride on board with the 89. You should have a pretty good shot of what happened here. As you can see, there's his teammate on the inside, and all of a sudden, boom, right in the door, up in the air. Oh, is that all 3 of them? No, 36
No
is one to hit
way.
him, so.
Okay.
So, and that would be bad luck if there was 3 of them. They were all caught up in it, but yikes.
Rule number 1 of racing is do not hit your teammates. But here on lap 175, well, it didn't happen. And yeah, just unfortunately, he tried to correct the car, and that was the mistake. Sent him careening straight back onto the circuit. And, well, the rest is history, quite frankly.
Yeah, these cars, the next-gen cars specifically, they're really strange when it comes to front weight. So if you can imagine, right, we're at a short track at Bristol where the car needs to turn a lot to the left very quickly and very tight radiuses. So you put a lot of that front weight on the left side, and it kind of just pulls it around the corner rather than having to fight the wheel too hard. And that's great, but what happens is once the car sets sliding to the right, the front tires, there's not enough weight on that right front to bring it back. It just keeps wanting to turn right, and that's exactly what happened. Is you saw him lose it off of 4 and slide all the way to the right across the racetrack into his teammate in another car. And it's so easy to do here. Richmond and Martinsville, I think, are the 3 easiest racetracks to have that slide and not be able to catch it. And we just saw it right there.
Yeah, that slide will work for you on a figure skating rink, but try to bring it out here to the likes of these NASCAR circuits, and it's not going to quite be all sunshine and rainbows for you.
Definitely not, as we just saw there.
But the pace car out, that allows a couple cars to come into pit lane. Get some fuel, get some tires. They should be good to go to the end, as you had mentioned earlier, but it's going to be a bit of a struggle.
About 80 laps to go here. 70 laps to go here, sorry.
Now we saw what happens after 60 laps. And the pace differential. Can they make it a full 80 on a set of boots? Well, find out.
We'll have to see what happens with your leader here, Daniel Holloway, as he only took 2 tires this time. Shot at the choose. See where your favorite driver lines up.
A great camera angle there. Able to see the entire circuit in one fell swoop. Choose is out. That means the pace car lights are out. We will be resuming here momentarily. Lap 181, we will be going green. Holloway on pole position. I haven't said that yet tonight. Harrison in P2, we are green, green, green on lap 181. Getting up 250. So far been a thriller. We're going to be racing hard all the way to the end here tonight, it seems. Raider manages to find the advantage at the beginning here. Back onto it though. Behind Holloway, the 21. Under massive threat here. Down to the inside. That's going to be Harrison. And with ease, there is Harrison. You hear the phrase, can you walk and chew bubble gum? Well, it looks like Tyler Harrison, he's driving a NASCAR at about 200 miles an hour and chewing bubble gum. As well as a few other things. Let's not mention the amount of strategy and thought that goes into driving one of these cars. Now, Robert, is he going to be content, Morgan? Is he going to be able just to sit in that slipstream, lift and coast to the end, and maybe that'll get him that advantage that he needs to make it so he doesn't need to pit again? Or is he going to go on the charge and try to take it with both hands?
At this point in time, you're good for fuel, for sure. As long as caution doesn't come out, you're not going to go get tires. And if the caution does come out, we have plenty of tires left, so everyone will come back down pit road. We're to the point now where it's just manage your stuff. Don't burn it up. You're the 45. You want to pressure the 53 as much as you can, make him try and use up his right front or right rear tire, and house at the end.
Once again, I'm not sure which commentator, but one of them in the NASCAR race says, pull back the reins a little bit. Slow down, chill her out a little, and not use everything that you got.
This
84.
So this is the time of the race where if this was a baseball game, you'd be pulling out the setup man out of the bullpen to warm up the closer and try and fool this lineup and go out and win this race.
Here we go. Devin Hudgens trying to sneak his way onto the podium. This will be his first taste of the podium steps here tonight, and he's found it. Gonna close it. Oh my goodness. Gave him a good squeeze there, but didn't commit fully. This is a battle for the lead here. The 45 and the number 53 again. Once, or as we said, is this a battle or is this two cars working together? Quite frankly, I'm not really sure.
Well, they're definitely not working together. I can tell you that right now. They want nothing to do with each other.
As the 45, though, of Harrison hasn't managed to find any chinks in the armor there of Robert Rader just yet. But there's still time. And time, like I said, it's not going to be in Robert Rader's favor. He is doing the hard work right now. He's pushing all of the air out of the way. But also, Harrison, running that close, do you need to worry about overheating your car?
Oh, let's...
Is that a touch of the wall?
Just a little kiss. Yeah, you're going to slide up and probably catch it a little bit in the center of the corner. Might be able to hear it here. Didn't get it that time, but as long as you don't hit it with the right front and you hit it kind of square, it's not too bad on the car. And doing pretty well here to keep it out of the fence and just keep your eye right on that 53 machine and try and chase him down.
Caution is out with 50 laps to go.
Missed that car. Double zero by chance?
Oh, that is a car to the inside there, and they don't look showroom ready.
Yeah, that wheel's not supposed to turn that way. Have a look here. Oh, yes. 00, 22. And, oh, he got drilled by Grant Turner. Absolutely nailed.
There was nothing that Grant Turner could have done there.
Now let's have a ride on board with this 39 machine. As you can see up ahead, white car on the bottom, gray car on the top. That is where the incident started. That's Gilbert and Bresnock. And off the corner, like no one's into real estate, and you don't know where this car is going to go. Boom. Just caught him. That's going to destroy the left front suspension of this 39 machine. Let's have a look at the 22 here. See what he saw. Hard racing.
Most certainly. Let's see here. This is where it's going to happen. And the car moves up and car moves down, simultaneously going for the same piece of concrete. And it didn't work out.
If I had to take a guess, I would say that the 22 was trying to go down to get a run on the 8 and didn't realize he was too wide. And it was too late. They got into it, and obviously everyone is not having a good time after that one.
Well, this is going to make the question of, are these drivers going to be maybe tire saving or fuel saving to have an advantage over the other one? It's still going to be a variable, but this really makes it a breeze for these drivers up front, where they are now guaranteed to have no real issues whatsoever. The grip is going to start to fall off towards the end, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And hopefully, we can go green for the next 40-odd laps.
Does put you in a bit of a precarious situation if we have a caution in, say, if you have a caution in 25 laps, with 25 to go, I would say that's probably about the cutoff for when you would pit again. Anything later than that, if you're the top 5, I'd be staying out, because you're going to have not many laps to make up a lot of spots. It gets to be really difficult at this point in the race on these short tracks, because tire wear is so high, but track position is so important. So I'm curious to see how this shakes out.
Pace car lights still flashing as the lap cars are allowed to get by. And they will rejoin the back of the pack. Again, chat, appreciate you all being here tonight. Let us know who you're cheering on in this final stint of the race. Coming down to the wire here. The championship is close as well. Obviously, there are plenty of races left here on the calendar, but every single one of these races is leading off to that playoffs at the end on September 11th, I think that says, or 17th, one of the two.
11th, yeah.
11th, okay. On September 11th, and that is going to be when the playoffs begin, and what these drivers are really, really fighting for at this moment. We'll be resuming on lap 207. Up at the front, Robert Rader, previous race winner and pole sitter for tonight's race. Parker Johnston, who's made an incredible charge up the field in the 48, starting off in P2, the 84 as well. Fan favorite of the night, Devin Hudgens, in third, and we go green, green, green once again, and Robert Rader is gone, gone, gone. Pressuring Jeremy Burns ahead there in that Chapman Environmental Services car. And as you see, Jeremy, he wants by in front there because currently Ryan Stetley is a little bit slower than Jeremy would like, falling off the back of the pack in front. He goes for a look to the inside. He finds the line. He finds the traction. Bit of a wobble on exit, and he has to tuck back in.
One thing I like about this 9 car when he's running the top is he gets a lot earlier rotation in the center. He's able to turn it down more on the exit and keep the speed, and that's what's allowing him to not burn up the right front tire, but also make up time on the rest of this field.
We got JP Marshall and Mike Johnston in chat cheering on the 48. Parker got quite a bit of talent ahead of him and behind him. Can he cope? He's proven himself before. And as you can see up at the top, a recap, there have been 6 cautions thus far, with 11 lead changes and more to come. Robert Rader, 42 laps led. Obviously, that doesn't mean anything. We saw before 100 laps were led, and caution is out again. Now, what has caused this? The 45 car looks like of Tyler Harrison involved. Back markers here, I think, is going to be the name of the game. Let's see. Big squeeze. Ooh. Neither driver yielding, really.
Yeah, that might have been a little bit of net code to have those two cars so close, and then the 45 just dive off to the inside. But regardless, 45 is around a little half spin. Not too much damage on that machine. He should be okay. He is currently back in the 21st position.
Just taking some damage to the tires, a little bit to the front end splitter. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. But the issue obviously being the positions lost.
He is on pit road right now, still on the lead lap.
Probably won't be for long, but still deciding to get that damage fixed to have a good shot here at the end. Bring home as many points possible. The 45 there, Tyler. Started in third, unfortunately, and now gonna be down a lap here on lap 218. Never where you want to be.
Be able to see here if the 48 can beat leader off, and it looks like he will. So it looks like they will all keep their laps. Yep, they are free to rejoin the back of this field on the same lap they were when they pitted.
Nice, gotta love a short pit lane.
So the first car, last car on the lead lap would be the 49, Daryl Johnson. There he is right there. Red, yellow, black machine. First car 1 lap down, Jeff Israel Jr., who has not had a great day today. Started 31st up to 22nd. Falling back a little bit now, but he is the only car 1 lap down. 2 laps down is Grant Turner, who we saw earlier involved in an incident. Joe Goya is 3 laps down. Peyton Presley 4 down. Carter Linz 18 down. Christian Bresnock 20 down. Trevor Keith 22. Alex Forget Berube down 30 laps after leading the most in this race. Christopher Berger, Michael Call have left the session. Dylan Picklesheimer is 54 down. Al Likens 55 down. Erhardt and Loveland have left the server. Michael Bennett 74 down. Everyone else behind him has left the race this evening.
It's not about where you start, it's about where you finish. And obviously Caleb Gilbert, he started, or excuse me, I was gonna say Devin Hudgens, my apologies. Devin Hudgens, he started all the way back in P37, and he's up here in P3. Now, he can easily find himself back in P37 if he's not too careful. It's looking good so far for the 84, one of the fan favorites out there tonight on the wheel of that Chevrolet Camaro. Looks like, though, the pace car lights are out, and we're going to be trying again. Unleashing the maniacs onto the circuit once more. We have green flag running. Pace car goes in. Robert Rader is going to be gone again. Green, green, green waves. And Devin Hudgens going to be in P2. The outside line, though, can he get a good enough run here into 3-4? Back bumper there, Matt Robinson. Got a great view of the top 3. The 27 there of Kevin Orlando Jr. currently in third, also sitting in third in the championship. And in terms of his rivals, Caleb Gilbert going to be his closest one, or rather Jeremy Burns, I guess I should say, is going to be the closest real rival that he has, leading the championship Jeremy currently sitting in 6th. Parker Johnston, though, I do have to say, currently sitting in 6th in the championship at 95 points. It's got a bit of a difference between him and Trevor Erhardt, but in the position that he's currently sitting, that'll be a decent haul of points to close the gap as Erhardt has retired out of this race. Cars every which way here, deciding on what line. That's always the scary prospect when you have cars darting. Tyler Harrison here in 13th. Gonna be a bit stuck. And not able to really go anywhere. Can't go forward, can't go backwards, and well, now he can go sideways because he's clear inside, but well, now he can't.
Yeah, and Fike's holding him up a little bit on the top side. Not intentionally, just can't get the drive off the corner. Gonna get to the inside now. Car in the wall. That's the 24. I believe that's Alves back there. This 45 is on the move. Restarted back in the, I think, 19th position. He is up to 12th.
You can see as the laps progress, the more cars that are brushing the wall in various parts of the corners. That's a result of the percentage of driving level going up. These drivers were on about 90% probably in the past 30 laps. The dial is slowly cranking up. We're probably about 95 now. Don't worry, within the next 10 laps, we'll be up to 110.
I think some drivers are already there, this 45 being one of them. Let's just watch him. He's slipping this thing all over the place. This car is mean to drive right now. Tyler's doing a great job wheeling it. Car in the fence up there, I think that is Grant Turner. Yes, 39 is having trouble steering that machine, but we'll by him shortly.
Tyler with a great run but got blocked there. You can see he's getting great exits every single time, but he just has nowhere to go. Car brushing the wall, that's the 99 up high.
Oh no, again.
Oh,
Oh man. And then
and we're
flips another
crashing,
car.
caution
Oh, no.
back out. That was a very avoidable crash, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know about that, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So he's 3 wide, yes, and I mean, you got to go. We're 10 laps to go, 12 laps to go, but I mean he forces it 3 wide, and right there he's clear. There's a hole there. I don't know if the 12 realized they were 3 wide, and I mean he was only a foot away from clearing that 39, who was just didn't quite had a little more speed than the 45 thought. So while it is avoidable, yes, it's not quite as cut and dry as it seems. I've definitely been that car in front who self-clears a little bit and ends up spun off the nose of another car, and that's just racing at this racetrack. It's so tight. It's so hard to carry momentum off the corner without running into somebody. It's really a mess at this racetrack, and unfortunately it bit the 45 car twice in this race.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Great explanation. Appreciate you correcting me on that. That was just my inner circuit racer coming out. Trying to find fault immediately.
Where all contact is avoidable, right?
No, it's just that there's typically somebody's fault.
Yeah, we do
That's
have
more of the problem.
Yeah, we do have a lot of racing incidents, especially on short tracks. You know, one up, one down. Who do you really blame it on besides both? And that's what happened here. But I would imagine the pit carts are closed up for most of this field. I don't imagine Rader's going to come down, and neither is Orlando. They're up here battling for a win, and we'll probably only be 7 laps to go when we actually get back racing. So we'll dash to the finish here.
Excellent. This is what we want to see. We have 2 green, white checkered attempts,
I believe
if
so.
needed. We'll see if we need those, obviously. We got some love for Burns up front, Jeremy Burns. P5 currently. And there is the man himself. Dialed in, ready to go. As we get ready for the race restart. Pace car should be getting ready here soon enough. I think we're coming down the back stretch. Are the lights even out? I think the lights are out.
On the choose right now.
Oh, we're at the choose. Oh, okay. I thought they already made the choose. My bad.
Hard to tell at this racetrack because both ends, at least when you're in the racetrack, look the same. They're a little different. Radius of turn 3 and 4 is a little bigger than 1 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. I might have that backwards. Regardless, it's not exactly symmetrical here at Bristol, but it looks that way when you're in the car.
And Terry saying, what about Devin coming from the back to third? We have, yeah, we've sung the praises there of Devin. He's up 32 positions currently. He's got to hold on for a little bit longer, but it's been quite the drive, and it's one to be proud of there regardless for Devin. Pack of this magnitude to be able to climb like that is a difficult feat, and that's putting it lightly. Here we are. Pace car going to be rounding the final corners, and we will be resuming again with 6 to go. Pace car in. Robert Rader back to the race lead here, and he is gone, but it's not a great start. The back end got a bit loose there at the beginning. He still gets a solid run. Orlando Jr. behind, now under threat. Robinson to the inside, takes the position, but no, the outside run is better. Car into the wall behind there briefly, just a puff of smoke, nothing too big. We're caution again. 5 to go. Might be getting our first green white checkered.
And not exactly sure where that was. '48 machine, possibly. Let's go back and see if we can find this incident. Oh, there it is, right there. That's the 17 machine. Looks like. There he is. Joe Goya. Let's have a replay here, see what happened to that 17 car.
No, I'm looking at the wrong car.
A little bit of help.
Oh.
From the 10 of Fike. Got into the quarter panel there and spun the 17 around.
Slight misjudgment from both cars, would you say?
Yeah, I would say. One came up, one came down. Yeah, in that situation, if you're Fike, you can't lift. If you lift, you're going to get run over from behind. So you just have to hope that that guy realizes you're there, and if he doesn't, you move him. And that's exactly what happened. Is the 17 got moved a little bit, and that's going to happen at Bristol.
That'll be our first green-white checkered of the night. And we'll have one more attempt. And then after that, it'll be, well, every man for himself, quite frankly. Robert Rader trying to claim a 2 in a row. Back-to-backs would be nice.
Be the first multi-time winner this season.
Will we be seeing that here tonight? We very well might. Orlando, though, would be a great turn in the championship points if he can get the win here. Might even be enough to put him into the lead.
Everything's so tight after 4 races, going to be after 5 here when this is over, that any kind of bad race will either rocket someone down the standings, or a great race will shoot somebody up the standings, and could see either here tonight.
Every race matters, and every point matters. That's why we saw earlier, obviously, a car leading for 1 lap just to secure a single point. Shout out to the 39. Making very poor strategic decisions there was Turner, but hey, point's a point.
And if you want to talk about compounding mistakes and how quickly that can derail a day, if he doesn't stay out and try and lead that lap, he doesn't go laps down, he probably doesn't get caught up in this most recent incident, or not in one of these recent incidents here where he blew the front end off the car. I mean, you could always play the coulda, shoulda, woulda game, the hindsight 2020 game, but you have to think of the ramifications later in the event when things don't quite go your way and you make a poor choice. It's better to cut losses and try and get back to where everyone else is versus making it work.
Sometimes you gotta try, though, and I respect the effort, irregardless, but neither here nor there. Got 3 to go. Are we gonna have a green-white checkered?
This will be a green-white checkered, yes.
Okay. I think this is our first green-white checkered, no?
It is. Yeah, this is attempt number 1.
Or, I mean, of the Racing Revolution Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series. Is this the first green-white checkered we've had?
I believe it is, actually. I believe it is.
I think so. Here we go. First green-white checkered of the Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series, getting up 250, and we are green-white checkered to the end. Robert Rader getting a good start there, slingshotting himself to a decent commanding start, and we're already crashing in the caution. Well, we're going to be seeing a second one here.
No, we took the white flag. This is
we took the white flag.
end of the race here.
Okay. Well, this is the white flag, everybody. Last lap brought to you by Erhardt Homes. Love where you live, and the checkered flag is out, and Robert Rader takes the win. Kevin Orlando Jr. comes home second, Matt Robinson in third, but Robert Rader back-to-back victories for the Chapman Environmental Services car. A great effort tonight, and well, a well-deserved victory.
He led 81 laps tonight, and yeah, he bit of an issue with Forget, obviously, but he had a great run nonetheless. And congratulations to that 53 machine, and we'll talk with your top 3 after some quick commercials. Gotta watch them burn it down first, though.
Crucial, absolutely crucial. There you go. The celebrations being had here from Robert Rader, taking it in, basking his 2 in a row. Great donuts as well. Great form. He's getting a little close to the wall, though, so it's going to be coming to an end relatively soon. But he's keeping it up. He gets it transitioned, and that's going to be it. All right. We'll be back soon, folks.
Chapman's been around for 32, almost 33 years. You know, it's a great company. We've built it from 10 people not all that long ago to 32 people today. We continue to grow. We're hiring people all the time. If there's one thing that I could do, like before my time is up at Chapman, it is making sure that we've built a company that will stand the test of time. And my goal as the current owner of the company, or one of the owners of the company, is to ensure that we can pass the ownership of the organization on to the next generation of people coming up the ranks today. One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
All About Bugs Tennessee Pest and Termite Control is all about family too. Our family-owned business has successfully been in operation in Sevierville and surrounding areas for almost a decade. Especially during these times, a pest-free home is necessary for a sustainable, disease-free home or business. Our services include residential, rental, commercial, hotel, motel, cabins, you name it. Free quotes and inspections for new customers, and most of our services are contract-free. Our All About Bugs Tennessee family is devoted to delivering the best possible pest control service with a friendly smile. Contact us at 865-453-5574 today.
If it's bugging you, you should be bugging us.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Getting Hooked 250. The checkered flag is out, and the results are in. And as we have it, what a race it was. Robert Rader did take your win, but that's not quite the full story. We had Berube obviously leading the most amount of laps here tonight, and still finishing in one of the lowest positions out on track. As we have it, though, finishing, as I said, in P1, Robert Rader in the number 53, back-to-back victories there for him, and Kevin Orlando Jr. taking home second to the number 27. With Matt Robinson in third, with Jeremy Burns in fourth, Devin Hutchinson in fifth, Kay McDonald sixth, Dustin Reinstetley in seventh, Justin Murphy in eighth, Daniel Holloway in ninth, and rounding out our top 10 is Jacob Sirkovich.
Finishing 11th was Richardson. Started 28th, big gain for him. Fike finished in 12th, Shell 13th. Gilbert, who was caught up in an incident or two tonight, finished 14th. Johnson in the 49, up 7 spots to 15th. Alf up 2 to 16th. Grant Thorpe, he was sideways a few times tonight. Not a lot of them were his doing, and he finished 17th. Good rebound for that car. Jeff Israel Jr. was a lap down at one point in time. He came back to finish 18th. Gilbert 19th, and Johnston in 20th.
Coming home in 21st, it is going to be Diaz, and behind him in 22nd, Harrison. Grant Turner coming home in 23rd, Peyton Presley in 24th. Goya in 25th, with Linz in 26th. Toby Keith in 27th, with Berube, the driver that I had mentioned earlier, down in 28th after leading the most amount of laps here tonight. We have Bren Snook in 29th, and rounding out our top 30 is Dylan Simer.
31st was Al Likens, caught up in an early accident, 73 laps down. Berger 31st for Likens, 32nd for Berger, 33rd for Call. Erhardt, who was caught up in a number of things, not of his doing, finished 34th. Loveland, who led some of this race early, 35th. Bennett, 36th. King, Lancaster, Nail, and Cook round out your field here.
And as we have it, getting on into the interviews here, we're going to start off with our P3 finisher. It is going to be Matt Robinson, and Morgan Cook has had time to catch up.
Let me just get Mr. Robinson on the driver cam. There he is.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
You are live here on V-Speed, Matt. Third place tonight, started 15th. Good run for you. Didn't lead a lap, but you guys were ripping out here at Bristol tonight. Why don't you tell me how this race was from the driver's seat?
It was interesting. We had a couple really long green flag runs, which kind of made it a little fun. Everybody got spread out. You could see a couple guys saving tires. Like Justice was holding back a little bit. I was kind of like right in the middle. I didn't want to stay in 15th. In the middle of the pack, there's just so much that can go wrong. So my goal from the get-go is get into the top 7. Hopefully we spread out, make it single file, see what happens.
Well, you certainly did that. You ran up in the top 10 for the majority of this day. So we saw that the line dominated on the top, right? That's kind of where you wanted to be tonight. Can you explain to the viewers at home why the top side is so much better than running the bottom here?
You can just keep so much more pace running that top side. When you get down to that bottom, you got to brake a little harder. Can't get back into the throttle as much either. Um, it was really easy to get loose off the corner. I did that on one of the restarts, fell back to like sixth or seventh from being in third. It was the high line was just the fast line.
Right. Well, you sure showed that tonight. Anybody you want to shout out for this third place effort, bottom step of the podium?
Shout out to Allo Barbershop, my sponsor, my team performance. Love you guys. My wife, my kids, my grandparents, parents, everybody that watches. I just appreciate it. You guys, V Speed, you guys are doing great. It's been awesome to have you guys this year.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you too. That's third place, Matthew Robinson.
Up next, we also have Kevin Orlando Jr.
All right, Kevin, it's Morgan and Mike up in the V Speed booth. You got a copy?
I got you. How's it going?
Doing quite well. Probably not as well as you are, finishing second in this race. Big gain, up 17 spots from where you started. We didn't talk about you a ton in this race, and that's because you just kind of showed up at the end. And why don't you
Well,
tell us how you did that?
that's kind of how I like it. Just kind of show up, race, and be where I need to be at the end. Especially a track like this, where it's so easy to find yourself in a less than fortunate situation. I did not qualify well, and that is kind of the norm for me. And the track conditions are different than what I was practicing, so it was a little bit rough to get the start off. That whole first stage, I felt like I couldn't go anywhere. I restarted at the end of that stage in 18th place, right where I started, and I have no idea how we got the momentum to move to the forward, but worked out. No complaints.
Yeah, well, you did a great job nonetheless up here second, and you hounded the leader or eventual winner, Robert Rader, for quite a while in this event. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm kind of awestruck, a little bit of Kevin Harvick in you, just showing up at the end of these races, and nobody really knows where you came from, and that's why you're so high up in the point standings. But what did you need to do differently to go get the win here tonight?
I need more grip. That's just it. I don't particularly like a tight race car, and these cup cars are tight no matter what track we take them to. So it's been an adjustment curve trying to get used to that. And that's really all I needed was just more front grip in the car at the end there. I would have liked to have some fresher tires. Um, that was kind of the decisive moment at the end there is when the top 13 did not pit when we had that caution with about 14 to go. And at that point, I was like, I really want some tires, but I can't be in 14th place trying to come back to the lead, coming green with 8 to go. I knew that wasn't going to work. So, I mean, I'm just happy we were able to hang on to it where we were. The outside line was definitely the place to be for the restarts. And, but yeah, no, once Rob got clear of Berube, when they were battling each other, that was my opportunity to let them burn their stuff up and maybe get around them late in the race. But they had a little bit of contact, and that took Berube out of the picture. But once that happened, there was no catching Rob at that point.
Yeah, he was pretty quick tonight. And to justify your decision to not pit, the highest driver finisher who pitted on that caution finished 11th. So I think you made the right choice there with your second place here tonight. And anybody you want to shout out for this middle step effort here on second place here at Bristol?
Always got to shout out the team. The guys over at One More Time Racing have been a huge help this season. Bristol is a track that I've struggled with in the past. Again, with these cars, it's always tight and not my thing when it comes to short tracks, especially. I like a loose race car. So, but I've been working with them, and they've been helping me try to find out the little bits that it takes to run these cars well here. So, big shout out to them. And of course, shout out to the sponsors. We got Chapman Environmental, All About Bugs, Ultimate Exterior Lighting, and Buttkicker to thank for helping us put this awesome show on for you guys.
Yeah, well, congratulations again, Kevin, on the second place finish here tonight. And we are going to move on to our winner here. Mr. Robert Rader, back-to-back weeks. It's Morgan and Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, a pretty commanding win today. Led 81 laps. A little bit of contact, middle of the race. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that battle with the 19?
Yeah, so I had my thoughts in the car and went and watched the replay after, and I feel bad for him, but ultimately, I'm down there. You can't come off the wall down 2.5 lanes into my right side of the car. So, I don't know what else I'm really supposed to do there. So, I hate it for him, but the rest of the race went pretty well, all things considered. It was nice to go from the back to the front there after having to serve an EOL for stuff that happened last week. But I love this racetrack. It's a ton of fun, and I'm glad that we got some good green flag runs in there.
It definitely some long runs in this race. That is for sure. And you were always up at the front when these green flag runs started happening. You were able to just keep working your way forward, and eventually got up to the lead. Obviously, and never really looked back. We were stuck on 11 lead changes for I think the last 80 laps or so since you took the lead. So congratulations on that. But what is it about this racetrack and driving it that you enjoy so much?
Well, it's a cool little momentum track. So whether you're running the bottom, the middle, or the top, you kind of have to get into a little rhythm, and then you start catching guys that are slower than you, and you have faster guys coming behind you, and you have to make decisions about what lanes to be in. And I feel like I excel at making those decisions, maybe better than some of these guys do. So I like races where you have options of what you can do, and you're not stuck to just one lane. And it's a fun racetrack when you get to run green. So, huge shout out to everybody here tonight for keeping it green as much as we did. Obviously, it's Bristol. You're going to have contact. You're going to have wrecks. You're going to have all that stuff. But we had some really good green flag runs. So I'm proud of the whole league tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun show to watch. And honestly, 11 cautions and 250 laps, that is not a bad job at all by everyone in this league here tonight. So go give them a big round of applause. And anyone you want to shout out or thank for this win tonight, 2 in a row here on Racing Revolution?
Yeah, I got to give a big shout out to Chapman Environmental Services, obviously. They sponsor me and the team and the league. So huge shout out to them. It's nice to get them in victory lane. Hopefully this one counts. It should. We'll see. So, yeah, good on them. And then shout out to my EXR teammates. Kind of a tough race for some of those guys, and they kind of battled back. And Jeff finally got his lap back after 200 laps at the end. So shout out to Jeff. And so shout out to the team. And then obviously you have, All About Bugs and Erhardt Homes and Ultimate Lighting and all them guys who do a whole lot for us. And always got to shout out the race sponsors. So shout out to Getting Hooked Guide Services as well for sponsoring this race and giving us this awesome broadcast. Appreciate it.
You bet. Well, we thank you for letting us be a part of this great league that you have here, and congratulations on the win once again, Robert.
Thank you, guys.
That was Robert Rader, everybody, taking home 2 in a row. Can he make it 3? That's going to do it, though, for tonight. Next week, we are going to be heading on over to Austin, Texas for the Chapman Environmental Services Cup Series. It's going to be round 6. We're going to be making not only left turns, but also ones to the right. Going to be absolute chaos and carnage, and I personally got goosebumps on my goosebumps, and I cannot wait. But as we have it, we have more racing going on. If you head on over to the V-Speed channel, while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and the like. We currently have the Overtake iRacing League running at this moment. Do check that out. But from everyone here at V-Speed, Adam Baker, Eddie Smith, Bradley Cooper, and as well as Logan from last week. Thank you. Apologies, Logan, on the last name. This has been Mike Noss. Hope everyone has a great evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are in this fine world. Thank you, and good night.
Chapman's been around for 32, almost 33 years. It's a great company. We've built it from 10 people not all that long ago to 32 people today. We continue to grow. We're hiring people all the time. If there's one thing that I could do, like before my time is up at Chapman, it is making sure that we built a company that will stand the test of time. And My goal as the current owner of the company, or one of the owners of the company, is to ensure that we can pass the ownership of the organization on to the next generation of people coming up the ranks today. One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
All About Bugs Tennessee Pest and Termite Control is all about family too. Our family-owned business has successfully been in operation in Sevierville and surrounding areas for almost a decade. Especially during these times, a pest-free home is necessary for a sustainable, disease-free home or business. Our services include residential, rental, commercial, hotel, motel, cabins, you name it. Free quotes and inspections for new customers, and most of our services are contract-free. Our All About Bugs Tennessee family is devoted to delivering the best possible pest control service with a friendly smile. Contact us at 865-453-5574 today.
If it's bugging you, you should be bugging us.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The ball gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from?
Here
comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag